You guys, look what Amanda Prince sent me. She said tiny hands. And I know she is very generous and probably sent Jerry some tiny hands. Jerry's freaked out by the tiny hands. I freaked her out with my tiny hands.
I'm not a big proponent of tiny hands.
I was so excited about these tiny hands. I got tiny hand earrings and a tiny fist bump necklace on today. Just because I like tiny hands. Okay. So fun. I went to a little like boutique where they make handmade jewelry, and this lady had made these out of like old porcelain dolls.
That's just creepy.
I know, right? Are you completely freaked out now?
Completely.
It would have been great for Halloween.
I am completely creeped out.
Jerry looks a little weirded out, y'all. I think
I am. Well, then on top of that, the bee just was flying toward me, so I was like, please don't sting me right now, bee. Hi everybody. I missed you last Tuesday. I really was extremely exhausted. I even during part of the replay, Tracy was telling people, or when I was watching the replay, Tracy was telling people I wasn't feeling well and I might even join in, but I did not. I slept for 4 hours because I just was feeling a little under the weather.
If you slept for 4 hours, you needed it.
For 4 hours I slept, and then so I'm feeling great. Well, a lot of you guys follow me, so you saw me live, right? So we don't. I'm so gonna try not to look at the tiny hands. So we I missed you guys last week, and we're gonna open up by talking about last week's episode real quick. I really wanted somebody on the episode that knew about cult and cult-like behaviors. It definitely went kind of a little bit above that, and Tracy and I talked about it too.
Yeah, because Amy's got a whole different vibe, and not everybody vibes with Amy's vibe, and that's okay, because she legitimately does just life coaching and business coaching to assist people who are moving on from not just network marketing businesses, but legitimate like cult-like situations. And she has tons of experience. She's been doing it for years, and not everybody digs tarot. We get that. At the end, she did a few readings for folks who were interested, but we would never, ever try to make somebody feel like that was necessary for their belief system in order to participate in any conversation with us. Because we are live and let live kind of gals. We let everybody bring their happy to the table. And if it's not hurting anyone else, then live and let live.
And I don't want anybody to think that that is what Tea Time is promoting, or what we do, or anything like that. That's not the gist of Tea Time. So I'm sure ex paparazzi consultants will be like, they're witches. No,
honey, I'm just a straight up bitch. There's no witchcraft involved.
Correct.
Now, witchcraft, on the other hand, I can write a manual about that.
And trust me, if I was a witch, I would be a really good fucking witch, and Misty Kirby would be already turned into a toad.
For God's sake. Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Right.
Not a damn Glenda crown. We know what side I fall on.
That thing is amazingly it's definitely a Pope crown for sure.
I love it.
The other thing I'm gonna talk about is that we don't have a guest this tea time. I have plenty to say.
Well, the one thing that we have been getting a ton of requests for information about the past couple of weeks is, how do I leave? I want to leave, but I don't know what to do. How do I leave? How do I leave? What's going to go on? So Jerry's got some real talk about what's going to happen when you leave. I've got some more business-oriented suggestions about things that I'm telling you should do anyway, but if you have not done them, definitely do them before you leave. Right. Because you will not have access to your back office, and why those things are important. And then we're going to get some hot tea, because there have been some people who were, let's just call them our besties, who are no longer our besties.
Are you going to include yours?
Mine is sick. I'm leaving her out of it because she's sick.
We'll let you think about it.
She's got enough to deal with.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, just because,
but
you know.
it's not that I don't understand exactly what kind of horse shittery happened. It's just that somebody's already down. What's the point of kicking them?
Well,
Because
I don't
I'm
give a
actually
shit.
not as
I'm
big a
going to
bitch
tell
as
you
I
right
would like
now,
to
I don't give a shit if any of the ones I'm going to talk about is feeling down, depressed,
No. I
or
don't mean
anything.
feeling
I'm just
down.
saying,
I'm
it's
talking
okay.
like
It's okay,
virgin,
Tracy, because
virgin.
people have called me catty. I am feisty, catty, sassy, and bitchy. Boom, right there.
Wait a
And
minute,
I will
I'm
tell
so
you,
shocked. Wait, shocked hands.
I'm going to tell you there's going to be portions of this tea time I'm going to be catty as fuck. So if that's not what you want to listen to, exit stage left.
Seriously.
I'm going to be one catty motherfucking bitch on this
But
fucking
we're
show.
allowed to, because honestly, this is our personal experiences, and we want you all to understand what went on with us. Because I'm not going to mention a lot of names, but I'm going to tell you what happened with me. You can mention names. I'm saying I'm not going to mention a whole lot of names. But what I am going to tell you is I had friends that I thought were ride or die homies for my whole life.
Correct.
People that I brought into my family's lives, my children, my parents, like we commingled holidays.
Correct.
And a bitch blocked my ass when I left Paparazzi? Are you fucking kidding me?
Time for me to be catty as shit
all the time, but what they don't change is true friendships and emotions, unless you're a fake bitch and we're just there to ride the coattails for whatever reason.
And here's the thing is, any of you all that thought I was catty before, this is going to be catty as fuck. All right.
Me?
So,
motherfucker.
And there's going to be a lot of F-bombs probably and bitch bombs and all that.
So we're going to suggest to you, number one, if you have a child present, either put on some headphones or catch the replay.
This is not a child broadcast. This is not a child broadcast.
If you're a current consultant, we're just going to warn you, don't comment on the video, y'all, because that's how you get yourself canceled. If you weren't ready to get canceled, don't comment. Yep. Number 3, people calling names today. There's going to be names pulled out of a hat, and it's going to be people that you probably know, and they might be people you actually like. But just know that our experiences are our own, and you don't have to have had the same experience as us. It doesn't mean that our experience is untrue, and we really do not give a single shit if you believe us or not.
How many fucks do I have left? None. I don't give a fuck.
I have to get a home equity line of credit to borrow money to buy some fucks at this point. I have so few fucks to give.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I would dip into next year's fucks to give, but it doesn't seem worth it.
No, I've already borrowed fucks for the next decade. So my give a fucks are done.
Just broken.
Done. Okay. This is what we're going to talk about. I get messages all the time. I know Tracy gets messages all the time. And number one, if you message me and say, hey, Jerry, it's easier for me to call you, that's your perception. It's not easier for you to call me. I'm busy. So I'm letting you know. I will listen to your questions. I will listen to your 10 minutes of voice messages. And quite frankly, I probably have to even pause those because I'm busy, and then I'll listen to them. When you get me on the phone, I have very little patience, and then that comes off not so nice. So, but I'm multitasking all day long to do a phone call, right?
I love you, Dawn. That was hilarious.
I just yelled none.
Audience participation, none.
So I do get the questions, what am I going to do? Now, probably the biggest common denominator of all of the paparazzi consultants who are saying, okay, I'm going to leave. What do I do? Number one, the decision for you to leave is completely on your own. I'm going to say that over and over again. And if you're not ready to leave, don't leave. If you never want to leave and you found your home, awesome. That's great. I will tell you, you probably have no integrity, morals, or values, but that's okay. That's your home. You go, girl. I told you I have 0 fucks to give on this show. Okay. However, so don't waste my time talking about how you've been picked on, bullied, you have inventory you can't sell, no one's buying it, you don't know what to do yet, but you don't think paparazzi is that bad. That shit and those messages, I lose my shit on, and this is why you don't want to get me on the phone, okay?
Have you watched a single tea time we've done?
Why are you asking me this question?
Paparazzi's a great company. You have not watched a single video. And if you're new to tea time, let's be clear. We don't like paparazzi, and we have no respect for them. So if you were here thinking you're going to get a balanced discussion, bitch, leave. Because no, we actually hope that they go out of business immediately. Like, we do not respect, like, admire, or wish them well. We pretty much want them all to eat a bag of eggplants.
I like that you said eggplants. I'm glad that you cleaned that up. So there's no more D words and C words?
No, I'm just trying. I'm just trying to. Well, I was going to try to class it up, but frankly, I don't know. You know, I won't be.
This is probably not the tea time to do that because I've been ready to F-bomb this shit like
crazy. See what tiny hands can also do?
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
I really, Amanda Prince, love and admire these tiny hands.
I can't. Okay, I'm jealous. So the tiny hands that Tracy got can actually flip a bird.
Oh, you want posable ones?
I would like a posable tiny hand set, please.
Okay, I'm sorry, I blew up.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. My tiny hand assistant's going to fix that for me. So here's the deal.
That's your THA.
No, for real. Like, Angie for real has real life tiny hands. It's pretty freaky, honestly. But she's the one that sent me my tiny hands. I'm a little jelly because mine are like all together like this. Like, look at, they don't.
All of
they don't do what yours do. And quite frankly, look, oh my goodness.
Like straight up like fingers.
That's just freaky.
Yeah, they're friendly. They're family friendly tiny hands.
Freaky. Well, your tiny hands are better than my tiny hands. So there's that.
What she said.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so look at. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm sorry. I'm really gonna focus. But there's.
You should put these over your ears if I say naughty words that you don't like.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, the only time you said a naughty word I didn't like was the C word. It's not that I didn't like it. I was so shocked I didn't know how to pick my jaw up off the floor.
Because usually I try to keep it above board, but sometimes my emotions take over when we're talking about these subjects. Because let's be straightforward. There still has not been a single acknowledgement of any of the consultants or their family members that passed away from convention. And last week I got an email from another young lady whose fiance and 5-year-old son and herself all contracted COVID when she came back from convention, and her fiance passed away. So she was the consultant, and her 5-year-old son was ill. It is the baby's father. He died. So it isn't just consultants that have passed away. It is also extended family members, members of their community, members of their workplaces. Still not a word. Now, I know that Travis Barker is not everybody's cup of tea, but Travis Barker had people die at his concert, and Travis Barker's paying for everybody's funerals. Now, I know he's kind of a giant jackass who taunted people in the audience and egged them on toward it, but he also admitted he made a mistake and publicly apologized and is now paying for the funerals of the people that passed away. Paparazzi, not a word. Still not a word. So I don't have any. I have zero F's to give. Zero for them. Zero.
So, and a couple of things we're going to talk about is, so the most thing is people ask, I am so sorry. My dogs are just.
They enjoy tea time, Jerry.
The sheeps are in the street? How did the sheeps get in the street?
Oh, it's sheep herders.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay. You know what? While you're like, let's talk about a few things I wanted to start with, because people have been asking us, I'm thinking about leaving. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about leaving. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to tell you to make one decision or the other. You have to make your own mind up. I've had people say, well, I earned life at the party. I'm not going to give it up. I don't care. If you stay, go, do whatever you want. But if you choose to leave, I'm going to give you some suggestions. My first suggestion is that you go into the back office and you download your history of purchasing as a customer. Everything that you have purchased from Paparazzi Accessories in the back office, you are your own customer. You are listed under customers. Go and download every item you have ever purchased for your tax purposes. Also, for purposes of preparing your cost of goods sold, for doing your bookkeeping, you want to know how much money you've spent. You want to throw up a little bit in your mouth. Go look at yourself as a customer and see what the total value of jewelry that you have purchased as a customer of Paparazzi Accessories, because when you purchase from your back office, you are your own customer. Second, I'm going to suggest that you download your customer history, because those are people who have purchased with you through the replicated website. Some of you have a long list of people. Some of you don't have a long list of people because you bought all your own inventory. But those customers are customers that purchase from you. Get their contact information so that you can announce to them that you have left or that you've started a new business. Those are your contacts. Get them. The second thing I'm going to suggest you do is that you have a replicated website that you have purchased through someplace like GoDaddy or register.com that you have linked to your Paparazzi Accessories replicated website. Unlink that immediately. Contact your website host, the hosting company, and ask them to unlink that before you quit. Because if they have to try to do it after, you have to do something in the back office to unhook that. If you don't unhook it, they'll still be sending them to Paparazzi Accessories, where it will say you're not a consultant anymore, but people will still purchase. Mm-hmm. So make sure that you unhook your own replicated website. If you have upcoming events, make sure that you are removing the name Paparazzi Accessories from anything that you're doing. You can sell jewelry, but do not say that you're an independent consultant anymore, because they can come after you for that. So you don't have to leave your events. Just make sure that you don't have your name listed as independent consultant anymore if you leave. The other thing that people have asked us about is, do you have to throw away your jewelry? No, I'm going to repeat myself for the 1,795,819th time. It's your fucking jewelry. You bought it. It belongs to you. You do not have to throw it away. You can sell it for whatever price you want. You can put it on new card stock. You can put it on new jewelry hangers, but you certainly do not have to. And once you leave Paparazzi Accessories, or if you choose to do this before you leave, they'll cancel you for your behavior, but sell it for whatever the hell you want to sell it for. You want to give it away, but sell it for whatever price you choose to sell it for. If you have gotten some kind of a website and you're using their stock photos, this is the most important thing. You cannot use Paparazzi Accessories stock photos when you are no longer a Paparazzi Accessories consultant. If you are using their stock photos on your Shopify or your Square store, your Common Sold shop, take them down. Take them down. Take your own photos. Get on Amazon.com. Buy a damn light box for $27.99. Get your cell phone out and take a photo, because your photo on your phone is just as good as their photo there. You can't use their stock photos. It's a violation of their copyright, and they are enforcing that against folks. You will get a nasty letter in the mail. Then they will challenge your web host and tell them that you are using items for which you do not have a license to sell, meaning a copyright or trademarked items, and you will get your website taken away from you. Don't do it. Just take their damn photos down. They're not that good anyway. So if you have to plan on this. Set a date. Get your stock photos taken down. Take your own pictures. Make sure that any upcoming events you have, you take independent consultant off of your name. Do not hold yourself out to be a Paparazzi independent consultant when you're not anymore. Do not recard your shit. Sell it for whatever price you want to. Donate it. Do whatever. Get in your back office. Take your records. They're yours. Also, make sure that if you have a website that you have purchased for yourself for the name of your business, that you unlink it to your Paparazzi replicated website, and then go about your life.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else that was vitally important. Those are the things that I wanted people to know that they have got to do.
Right. And if anybody stalks my business page, I still use paparazzi photos. Fuck you. Okay, next up, I don't give two shits. I don't care.
It's okay. I'm not telling people they have to do anything. I agree. I'm saying it belongs to them, and you're going to get a shitty letter.
Correct. Do it the right way. You know, if you are paranoid to get that cease and desist that may or may not have the correct name on it, who knows? Then that's going to happen. However, I still sell my paparazzi with paparazzi's fucking pictures. You can find them everywhere. You can find them on eBay from elites who sell on eBay to get rid of their inventory so they could get their fucking little titles of Diamond, Black Diamond, and Empire. Hello, paparazzi. You got bigger fish to fry than your ex-consultants using your shitty fucking photos, which are all over the place. Mind you, true. half of your photos, paparazzi, you stole from other websites, just like your jewelry is not unique.
Because let's be real, if you have been on websites like nihao.com or asujewelry.com, you're going to see some pictures that look remarkably similar to paparazzi stock photos. I wonder if those Chinese people know that they're using their photos.
To include the red ears. Oh! Okay, so here's the other thing I want to talk about, guys, is I want you to do your homework. I get a lot of people who say, I cleared $30,000 last year. I cleared. I said, really? So what does cleared mean? What does, because you're telling me I cleared, but you're sitting on mounds and mounds of inventory. If you have inventory that is not sold, that's negative. You also, if you're going by just your square amount, you've also collected for shipping. That amount has to be minus from what's on there. You're not clearing that. Plus, you probably are not counting the cost of the jewelry that you spent, which is $275. And some of you pay tax on top of that if you don't have a business license. So you really need to understand what you're looking at and what you're truly clearing. Right now, some people tell me, that they've been in business for years, so they know how much they've cleared. And then when I go through all the steps of really, 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 that's impossible when you tell me you have hundreds and thousands of dollars of inventory you don't know what to do with. Okay.
Accounting challenges are real. We are not in any way, shape, or form making fun of anyone. We're telling you, be realistic about what.
Correct.
Because here's the thing, when you start your own business or go forward into whatever the next money-making scheme that you choose to do is, whether it's get a job, expand another boutique, whatever you choose to do, you're going to do your bookkeeping, and it's going to include something called cost of goods sold and overhead.
Right.
And when you take all those out, that is your profit. You think just because you don't have a storefront and you're only selling for one company, that when you make money in your PayPal account, that is what you clear. That is not what you clear. If you are holding inventory, you have hundreds, if not thousands of dollars invested in whatever you're holding. And until you sell it, it's not cleared. So if you have more profit than you've spent and you're buying all your jewelry with cash, you're churning. That's great. You're churning your investment, but you're still not clearing profit until you sell every piece of it and it's gone.
But the other reason why this is so important for me, for consultants to understand, because they're like, but how am I going to leave this crappy ass company when I cleared 40,000? And then I have them really break it down, and they're like, oh crap, I didn't make that much. No, you didn't. So in your head, you're like, I can't leave because I'm making all this money, unless you're making commissions from a team. Right. And then you're still not calculating if you're making upwards 20,000 a month, like I was, you're well over the 50% tax bracket, meaning you're going to have to pay at least 50% of those commissions per month to go back to paying taxes, y'all.
Exactly.
So when I left, I was making way over $20,000 a month in commissions. It varied. And at least 20,000 was on the low end. 50% of that went. So I knew I was going to have to make up at least $10,000 a month to survive, because that's what I was making on my commissions right before I left after taxes. So the reason why this is so important is so many people think that they have it great in paparazzi and they're making tons of money. In reality, they're not. And the reason why a lot of your uplines don't teach you this, even if they know this, and the reason why a lot of them don't touch on how to do taxes, and the reason why Tracy, you got shunned a lot when you started talking about realism in taxes, is because when they start doing the correct formulas, they realize that they can't make shit in paparazzi, which is my point here, right? I want you guys to be real with yourselves before you get in this dilemma of, what am I going to do without paparazzi? Because once you figure out your finances and truly what you're bringing in and what you're not bringing in, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be better without paparazzi. A, financially, B, mentally, C, physically. So it's very important for me for people to understand, right? And especially going into your next venture, when you have all of your ducks in a row, knowing exactly how to run a business and where you are in the green, what your true profit margin is, that's when you're going to understand. And this is why I say there's a big difference between being a real business owner and being in a multi-level marketing company. The two are not
Yes.
the same. The two are not the same, right? So the other thing I'm going to talk about, and the Tracy hit on it so good, is make sure if you have the luxury of choosing when you're going to leave, get all the stuff you want from the back office. The other thing is, here's the catty part. Remember, I told you I was going to be feisty, catty, sassy, and bitchy. Here's the catty part. Fucking get all the screenshots you want to nail your uplines later on if you want to, because this is what's going to happen when you leave. They're going to be catty as fuck, and they're going to be pissed because you are in a cult. Okay. These are not your friends. You're going to think that they're your friends. And I'm going to do some examples in the show about what my friends were like when I left Paparazzi. I didn't even leave Paparazzi. Paparazzi actually canceled me. Tracy told them to fuck off, which is amazing. I actually told them to fuck off before they canceled me, but anyhow,
We
they did
both
cancel.
told him to fuck off.
We did different ways,
Sincerely.
right? In different ways. Yours was way good though. So amazing. Okay, but they're going to be catty as fuck. So whatever it is that you want to do, capture, take screenshots of, record before you leave, do it. Now me, I know my personality be like, I don't give a shit. Later on, I give a shit, right? Because they're going to turn it back on you. They are going to be so catty. Now, if it doesn't matter and you are able to exit and leave it all behind you, and you don't want to join the good fight of proving to people how horrible they are, that is awesome, because really for your health, that's amazing. I felt like it was I'm literally telling you, a responsibility of mine to educate people how horrible paparazzi was, because I felt so guilty about how many people I brought into the company, telling everybody how amazing it is. And I'm the type of person that when I know I've done something wrong, I want to try to make it right. And I am not doing this because I'm catty. I'm not doing this because I'm jealous. I'm not doing this because I miss paparazzi. I'm doing this because the only way I can sleep at night is making sure people are educated on both sides of this disgusting, vile, manipulative company, so you can open your eyes and really listen. We have consultants out there who still probably think Tracy and I are assholes, but they're listening. They're listening.
I am an asshole, and I
Me
don't give
too.
a fuck what you think of me, but it does not
Correct.
negate the truth of any of the things we're saying. You don't have to love me.
Correct.
We have proof of the things that we're saying. No
Correct.
one has to like me. I'm not in this to be liked. If I was in this to be liked, it would be, I would have a completely different demeanor about all of this, wouldn't I? Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
What we're trying to do is show people that the information that they have been given about this company and the information that they have not been given about this company is vitally important for you to make a a balanced decision about whether or not you want to continue to participate in a business with them. And if you are in any way, shape, or form bothered by any of the things that we tell you, then it's like any other social decision you have to make. You know, we don't eat at Chick-fil-A, for example, because we have friends in the LGBTQ community, and that company is openly against the rights of people in the LGBTQ plus community. These are decisions we make. Do they have some fucking delicious chicken nuggets? They do. And do I miss the shit out of them? I really do. But I eat
Really?
other
I
chicken.
don't. There's many reasons why I don't like
I'm just
Chick-fil-A,
saying.
but I don't like their food either. I've tried twice, open-minded, and it just tastes funny. There's something up with
Okay,
that
well,
chicken.
that's not okay. Chicken nuggets is not your thing then. I mean, there are people who don't do business. Okay, blood diamonds. Here's blood diamonds. Most reputable jewelry stores and jewelry creators will not use diamonds that are mined unethically. They call them blood diamonds because so many
Correct.
people are killed or injured or maimed for life in the mining of those gemstones. You make a choice about who you do business with in this world, and your money talks. You don't have to spend millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to make an impact. You can just not buy from that company anymore. And we're not talking about shunning other consultants or making them feel badly about trying to get rid of the inventory that they have. We're all trying to still get rid of inventory.
Right.
I'm not talking about going on other consultants' lives and trying to make them feel badly about their lives. What I'm saying is you make your own choice about who you do business with. And if a company offends you in some way, why would you give them your money? There is no reason why you have to stay with Paparazzi Accessories to sell jewelry. We have given you a million places to go and get it for cheaper than $275 even. And we're not talking about joining another goddamn $5 jewelry MLM because they're getting it from the same place that Paparazzi is. The internet is full of wholesale jewelry providers. You do not have to join a company to buy it. If you are so afraid of purchasing something wholesale yourself, then you should not be in business, period. But what you choose to do, who you choose to trade with, that is important. Your $5 going to Paparazzi Accessories makes a statement, and taking that $5 away from Paparazzi Accessories also makes a statement.
Correct. And there is several, I want to call them copycats out there of paparazzi jewelry right now. And I predict that more will pop up. And guys, their pieces that they have, they're all over the internet. There's nothing exclusive about them. Just like paparazzi jewelry themselves are not exclusive on their pieces. These pieces are not exclusive. So you're jumping from one thing, and I'm going to be honest, you are brainwashed. You're brainwashed to think this is the way that you have to do business. You have to buy it from somebody else where it's readily available, and then you're going to resell it. Well, it's the same concept, right? But you're just going to do the homework on your own, and you're going to go straight to those companies and buy it for cheaper than $2.75. And then you're going to resell it. And this is where you start breaking the cycle of the brainwashing, because you have been brainwashed into a systematic way that you feel you should do business. And you're not conducting business that way. You're just not, right? So they're not even finding jewelry for you that you cannot find on your own. I'm telling you right now, you can find it on your own. Not only can you find it on your own, I literally get excited daily still that I'm not in paparazzi anymore, because I am gaining my own thought process back. In less than 3 years, they were successful in making me feel like I couldn't even think for myself anymore, Tracy. Right? I had
we're not
no
allowed to
independence.
We're told don't question. We're
Correct.
given information that is distributed from the top of the pyramid and trickled down.
Correct.
And we're told don't question it. If you question it, you have a negative attitude. How dare you question it? You have a negative attitude. I am not made to not question things. In fact, I was raised that questioning things meant that you made a thorough decision, that if you have a question about something, ask that question, have your question answered, and then make your choice. Mm-hmm. So any company that discourages you from asking questions and tells you no, don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. No, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Just do what we say. Don't ask why. Why ask why? We've done all the work for you. We're making this easy for you. No, you're not. Because we have real questions. There are people, that jewelry, for example, says nickel and lead free, but lead free mama, who is an independent investigator, has tested some of the paparazzi jewelry and found that not to be true. They found it also contains trace amounts of antimony, arsenic, and cadmium, all of which cause cancer in animals and humans. Are all of the pieces infected with these kinds of metals that cause problems? We don't know. Because guess what? Paparazzi doesn't test their jewelry.
Nope. But other people have.
They don't provide any tests for their jewelry.
Nope.
When requested, they did not reply to the media who requested the information about the lead and nickel testing. They didn't provide any information. And someone made a comment earlier, and I'm sorry I didn't pin it, that they said, they say that they design all of their own jewelry. They don't hold a single patent or trademark or copyright for a single piece of jewelry because none of it are independent designs. They don't own anything because they do not design their own jewelry. They lie.
Correct.
They are liars.
Correct. Correct.
Amanda Prince, yes, girl. We thanked you at the beginning. Us tiny hands. Amanda's like, tiny hands, man. I'm like, tiny hands are here. God, I love them.
So you're allowing a company to say, just trust us, don't question us, just trust us. And we have exposed so many lies that they are telling you, and you continue to just trust them. And then when you say, I had enough, and you leave Paparazzi, you jump right into another company, like exactly cloned of Paparazzi. Now, whether these founders are Mormon or disgusting like the Kirbys, I'm not going to say that. I don't know. But why would you still rely on somebody else being your middleman when you can just go straight to the source and get these products? It's not that difficult to do.
My head
right
hurts.
Now, and a lot of them, you guys are like, oh, go over there because they don't have all the policies and procedures like Paparazzi does. Neither did Paparazzi when they started in the very infancy stages of their company. Now they change policies and procedures every other fucking day. And you have no idea what they changed it to or when you're violating anything. And you don't think these other companies have that kind of thought process either? Oh, I'm sure right now they don't, but you don't know what's going to happen 4, 5, 6 years down the road. So I am telling you guys, so many people have approached me with this. Oh, I'm doing this and it's amazing. How come you're not over here, Jerry? Because I refuse to let another company, they don't need to do my footwork for me. I got this, boo. I got me. And I have the decision making of whether or not I want to sell lead and nickel compliant jewelry or what type of metals I want to sell to my customers. I'm doing a lot of stainless steel and rhodium and 14 karat gold dipped and 10 karat gold dipped. And I'm doing pieces like this because I'm doing my homework and bringing in what I want. And I'm not letting anybody dictate to me what I have to sell with their name on it and which way I'm going to do it and whose rules I need to follow. And this is what a true business owner is about. And I'm trying to get people to understand that you are good enough, smart enough, and strong enough to make your own decisions and run your own business. You can do this.
You don't have to figure this all out the hard way. Our Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group on Facebook, we have a ton of information in the files about wholesalers, how to get your licenses, steps to take. In fact, bitches, I am turning my fucking law license back on, and I'm going to do consulting starting in December.
I
to try
asked
to
you
help
to.
people who have more complex issues because I feel badly that I keep telling you, oh, listen, I don't practice. I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm turning the goddamn thing back on.
I told you.
To help you.
Good.
I didn't actually want to because I really just wanted to concentrate on my boutique, but I feel like because I have a boutique too, because I do it with my daughter Caroline, we really enjoy it. But I'm going to do this because first of all, Caroline's got it. She's doing just fine. And secondly, I feel like people need it, so I'm going to give it to them. But that being said, it isn't brain surgery. It's just a checklist. I'm going to help you with the checklist. It isn't hard. It's not going to be free because I got shit to pay for too. But that being said, it's not going to be $800 an hour.
Right.
And if you think I'm joking, when I had my practice, I was $800 an hour because I have 25 years of experience, people. I'm really good at my job. See this book back here? I wrote that book. Anyway.
Okay, so somebody asked.
Will help you.
Somebody asked.
Anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it. Somebody asked, do you have to retag your jewelry before you sell it? No. Some people do. Okay, let me tell you why I personally wouldn't or I don't. Number one, I don't have the time for that shit. Number two, I want them to know it came from Paparazzi. I want them to know that it does contain lead and nickel and camdium because they're fucking liars. And if anything happens, like their ears break out or they get rashes on their chest, I want them to know it came from fucking paparazzi. So I don't retag my stuff.
Yes.
Paparazzi wants to be so proud of their pieces. I'm not an independent consultant and I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with them. And they're going to stay on paparazzi's tags because paparazzi needs to own the shit that they're peddling. That's my personal opinion.
I agree with you. I was going to mention that paparazzi has a disclaimer on their tags that say they're lead and nickel free. They are the
Liar.
importer and the distributor of those items. They should be held responsible.
Correct.
For what their product is. So if you retag it, you are then responsible for it. So I'm
Correct.
saying to you, this is not legal advice because I am not your attorney. Okay. But what I would suggest to you is if you're going to retag your jewelry, you contact your homeowner's insurance and ask them if you have liability for tagging jewelry when you are sourcing the items from a place that you can't guarantee the content, because there are people who do have allergies and will ask you if it's lead and nickel free. And if you don't feel comfortable putting that on your tags because you haven't tested it, then I'm suggesting to you that you can seek other legal counsel about the matter, but I would not retag their jewelry. I do not retag their jewelry.
Okay, I'm going to jump into this because I'm already irritated. Pam Brittain, you know I love you. You shop for me all the time. What the F is this kind of question? Will Monica Cox talk to you anymore, Jerry? I'm sure if I gave that low-life piece of shit the time of day, she would want to talk to me. Do I want to talk to her? No, I don't fucking want to talk to her. Let me tell you why. And I have screenshots. It was Monica Cox who is the one that told me, Jerry, we are in a fucking cult. This is cult-like behavior. Go watch the Scientology documentaries. We are living this. We are sick. We are not feeling well. We are stressed the fuck out. It is cult-like behavior. Her and I, she's the one that talked to me, actually opening my eyes, right? And I'm like, the more that I did my research and the more that I literally looked without blinders on, I realized I was in a really bad fucking situation. Okay. Her and I talked about it to nauseam conversations about this. I'm out of paparazzi. You tell me why. Not only, and Monica Cox would always tell me, Jerry, I'm just going to write it out. I'm going to write out my commissions. I'm not going to promote it anymore. This is bullshit. This girl, she has no morals, ethics, or values whatsoever. Not only is she not just writing it out, she has her adopted daughter full-fledged in the business. And she never was able to get to Empire without getting second help. Her daughter helping her. I was Empire solo. Fuck you, bitches. Number one. Number two, I helped Monica Cox in nauseam. She went onto my training pages. I trained her fucking team. I did all of that for Monica Cox to get where she is today. Okay. Do I care if she's still in paparazzi or not? No. But because I know the conversations I had with Monica Cox, I know for a fact she is well aware of the situation she's in and the type of company they are. Not only is she continuing in paparazzi, she begs people to join her team and she knows how disgusting they are. To me, that is the most lowest, vile human on earth who literally recognizes the bad that they are involved in and still has no problem recruiting people to join it to put money in her fucking pocket.
Yeah, that's gross.
Do you think I want to talk to Monica fucking Cox? You go talk to her. You go play goody-goody with her. I'm good. Thank you. And I have all of it. As a matter of fact, we were friends after I had left. Well, kind of friends, but Monica Cox had no need for me anymore, except for the fact that she was hoping I wouldn't talk bad about her. That's the only thing she had to use me for now. She used me very well because she is this type of vile person who uses people, and that's obvious. That's obvious. She knows exactly what kind of company it is. She used me from day one all the way until the end. She uses people to get where she needs to go. Okay? So I cut off talking to Monica Cox when she started recruiting hard on her team. And I'm like, you're vile. You're disgusting. You're fucking vile. I never said one bad thing about you. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You don't have to say one fucking bad thing about me, Monica. And quite frankly, you're scared to death to say one fucking bad thing about me because you know I'm going to rip your asshole out. Right? And when tea time started, here she is texting Caroline. You have to know, I've always thought you're so beautiful. And I just always respected you. There she is using people to try to get whatever way she can with people because that's what Monica fucking Cox does. And she fits right in with the Kirby's and she actually recognizes that it is a cult. And instead of getting sick by it anymore, she's determined that she's going to use it to her benefit and still draw people and prey on people, using Tommy Johnson to pray for people while Monica Cox and her prey on people. So you go ahead with that. Here's the other thing I want to talk about. And yeah, I'm not even fucking done. Feisty, catty, sassy, bitchy. I'm not even fucking done. And Monica, I want you to challenge anything I fucking said. I have screenshots. You want the proof out there? Bring it, bitch. Bring
She's
it.
not going to challenge anything you have to say. She's not going to challenge any of it.
And I'm being mild with what I have to say about Monica Cox. I know that there are
people that still believe that that's a good company, and they're going about their everyday business feeling like the people that died at convention were responsible for themselves. It's not about, I know there are people who just disagree with our take on the situation, okay? But there's a difference between disagreeing with us and saying we agree that the company is shitty and it's a cult, but I still am going to make all the money by bringing in the stupid people and not tell them my real opinion. That makes you a hypocrite and a liar. That is not the same thing as believing that the company is still a good place to bring folks into. That is not the same.
I furthermore have screenshots and proof of Monica Cox. She had actually approached me and started talking to me about Bellamy before anybody else did. And it was
God, cross recruiting, Jerry?
And it was
another MLM?
And I have all the proof, and I have sent in all the proof to compliance, and compliance has done nothing about it. All the screenshots, solid proof. Okay. So she was talking to me about it and saying what her exit plan was from Paparazzi. And she had her sister-in-law sign up under Bellamy to start building her team so it wouldn't be associated with her. Even before I said, fuck that. If I'm going to sign up for Bellamy, I'm signing up for Bellamy. Fuck it. I'm so done with Paparazzi. So you want to talk about who has more integrity, me or Monica Cox? I could keep on going on. I have all those screenshots and I've turned them into compliance, and compliance has done nothing about it. Okay. So it was actually her deal and her way to kind of backdoor and build something else so she could get out of Paparazzi. The reason why Monica Cox is scared to death to leave Paparazzi, and this is another thing that I want to point out to all of you guys and consultants, hanging on to that dream that they tell you, don't give up, live the dream. Look at, we're living the dream. These consultants that sell large are selling to other consultants who have no business sense whatsoever, thinking that buying $5 pieces from other consultants and reselling them is going to hold on to their customer base, and they're losing money right and left and having to finance up the fucking asshole because they don't have the money. And all of these consultants like Taylor Kirby, Monica Cox, Danielle Baker, they all let these people do it without saying one effing word to keep on looking like they're popular and that they're selling tons of money so that they can use it as recruiting bases. How do I know this? Because I'm the one that fucking taught Monica Cox that. I'm like, Monica, you need to be popular. You need to sell the pieces. You need to also work on getting in customers that are not in Paparazzi. They're going to see everybody's buying from you, even though 80% of them are consultants, and you're going to get them and you're going to recruit them into being business partners. How does she fucking know that? Why is she so good at it? I fucking taught her how.
And nobody taught me that. It just actually happened to us. We just had all of these consultants coming to buy from us. So I would buy more and more jewelry knowing that they weren't going to get it. So if I got it, I could sell it to them. It isn't like I started out the business intending to be a middleman between paparazzi and other consultants, but that is sure what I ended up being.
That's how all of them end up being, right? But a lot of them catch on and then use it to their gain because they understand, right? And I was right there with them. And I was always one-upping everybody, which was why I was Empire. And which is why if I was still in paparazzi, I was already triple Empire. And you and I talked about that, Tracy. I would be so far above what anybody else is doing. It's ridiculous. Taylor Kirby going and picking up his jewelry. I started that, you guys. Everybody's like, that's just so wrong. I showed everybody I live in California. I rented a house in Utah. I was in Utah 5 days out of the week, and it was all a tax write-off. I'd go straight to the warehouse, pick up my stuff. I'd have it before anybody else, and I was selling it. Hello. That's not something new. That's something I did. And the people who lived right there in Utah couldn't even put the pieces together and be like, oh, I can do that too. Right? What I'm telling you is it's all by design. These people know what they're doing and they're doing it by design. Look at how much I sell. I want you to seriously watch a consultant show, a consultant that is selling. I want you to watch their show. And all these people who claim 5, 10, 15, 20, even multiples of 3, 4, 5, whatever, 2, maybe 1 for them and 1 for their friend. Can't really count that. Any other multiples, those are consultants buying pieces that they couldn't get in the back office, or they're so used to buying this way and so addicted to it, they don't even try to get new releases anymore. And they still think that they're running a business.
That's right.
And no one's even helping or correcting them. Now, even though I was top of my game on saying, hey, the more popular you are, obviously, the easier it is to recruit, right? I still did free trainings to try to tell consultants, stop the madness. You are not making money. I don't see Taylor Kirby doing this. I don't see Monica Cox do it. Fuck, Monica Cox doesn't train ever anywhere. Except for when she yells at people on her and her training page, or she tells Tommy Johnson to pray for people so she can get money in her fucking pocket. You know, I mean, seriously, people, I need you to open your eyes and I need you to look. And you think that these people are your friends. Let's talk about friends, shall we? Let's segue. Do you have anything else to add before I segue to the next pile of bullshit?
No, because it is, I'm just going to reiterate that everything that she's saying is true. At the height of our business, my business with my daughter, 80%, if not 90% of our sales went to other consultants. Because every day when I got on at 3 o'clock, I had no trouble buying what I wanted to buy. They claimed they couldn't even get into the back office. Now, if anybody's in IT, you tell me that there isn't something shady going on when you know that every day you get on and it works just fine for you, but it doesn't work just fine for your friend, for your teammate, for your upline, for your downline, for whomever. Do you think I would have been as successful in paparazzi as I had been if I hadn't been buying and selling to all those consultants? No, because we didn't have that many end users. My entire business model, and still to this day, is currently 90% consultants buying from me. And now they're thrilled to buy from me because my shit's $2 and I ship out in a couple days, whereas Paparazzi Corporate is shipping out for a month. So they're still buying it because guess what? All that stuff they say is new. I got it on shelves downstairs, bitches, because it's not new. They released it all 2, 3, 4 years ago. 2017 is when I joined. Some of the stuff that's popping up on there, quote unquote, new every day is stuff I've had in a box for 4 years.
And I want to say that is a really good point, and something I want to point out that I didn't notice until my year and a half into paparazzi. When you first join paparazzi, to you, everything is new. And nobody, none of your uplines or other paparazzi consultants is saying, hey, look, they had that 2 years ago. They had that 5 years ago.
No one's going to
They don't tell you that because you're putting money in their pocket. So after I reached my first year anniversary going into my year and a half, 2 year, I start noticing jewelry that they say is never coming back again, comes back. And I'm like, what? How come half this shit is shit that I had a year and a half ago, right? Shit. I still have some of it sitting in there because it's ugly as fuck, right? So I start noticing this and I start questioning it. So I would reach out to uplines that I had a relationship with that's been in the business for a long time. And I'm like, am I losing my mind? Or do they recycle this shit quite often? They still are really hush hush about it. You know why? Because they don't want you to catch on, because it's going to bust up the profits that they have in their pocket by you buying and buying and buying and buying, because that's what you've been conditioned to do.
And here's the really shitty part about it, you guys, because they're supposed to, in their policy and procedure manual, have a buyback program. They will tell you that they're not going to honor the buyback for certain pieces because they're not fashionable any longer, because
Correct.
of the fast changing nature of trends and fashion. Then you explain to me how hypocritical it is that once every year or so they bring the same shit out again, but they won't buy it back from their consultants because they never sold it the first time. They don't want it back. They're not honoring their buyback program.
Correct.
Because they're liars and hypocrites.
Correct. And I know people who have tried to do it. They've never seen a penny because they use that verbiage, right? And let me tell you guys something. You need to read the entire thing. And if you read it, you can see the bullshit that is typed right there. And who's the one that's deciding whether or not it's fashionable anymore? Misty Kirby, who herself doesn't even ever wear anything fashionable fucking ever anyhow. No, some of the stuff she wears is really cute. I'd hate to say that, but most of the shit she wears is not cute. Okay, she does. She knows how to pull off boho like nobody's business. But when it comes to her jewelry, no. So is she the one that's deciding that? No one's going to be giving you your fucking money back. But I would love for any of you to show me for a fact you did get your money back when you tried to do the buyback program. I'd love to. I'll bring it here on Team Time. I'll tell everybody I was a fucking liar, and I'll bring it on Tea Time.
Because aren't they buying
show
it
me
back
the
for
proof.
$2? Supposedly, if they buy it back, do they buy it back for $2? I'm selling it for $2. Why would I give Paparazzi the opportunity to tell me what they're not going to buy back? I just sell it to other people for $2.
And are they going to send back to you what they didn't buy back? I highly doubt it. They're probably going to charge you to ship it.
Shocked if you got a refunded or returned package for the amounts they were not giving back. Although I have never, if anybody who watches the program has ever successfully participated in the buyback program, I'd love to hear it.
Me too.
There's 1,000 people on this video, and there's over 1,600 people in the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group, and no one has ever reached out and said they did the buyback program. So if anybody has and you actually got money back for it, I'd love to fucking hear.
Me too. I've never met anybody who has
done it. I'm saying nobody's shown us that they've done it, so it must be pretty rare.
I know 2 people who did it, but they never got any money.
You mean they sent it in and then they were told that these are not buyback worthy?
Correct.
Because the other thing about the buyback stuff is it's supposed to be in its original packaging. You know what the problem with that is? When you get a necklace, you have to open it up to inspect it for breakage, or you got 3 days, right, to send your jewelry back. But if you open it, it's automatically not qualified for the buyback program. So you're absolutely fucked either way. They're never buying it back. They have 65,000 loopholes about how you're never getting rid of this shit once you bring it into your house. And
correct.
Everyone they're selling it to is a consultant. It's not end users. They're violating the Federal Trade Commission requirements for not being a network marketing pyramid scheme every single day. And all of us are starting to write our letters to the FTC to describe our personal experiences, and hopefully they'll be investigated.
Right. So for those of you, what happened, paparazzi wants you so involved with paparazzi, and they make sure that they exclude you from anything that's not going around, if that's in paparazzi. When you join your uplines team page, when you join your uplines team page, when you listen to the Kirby's talk, right? They want to make sure that they keep all of that brainwashing within, which is why they have a huge problem with any consultant speaking out. And again, I'm going to reiterate this. It's not that me and Tracy were the first runs done wrong in paparazzi. There's a slew of them out there. Paparazzi has been very successful, along with uplines and other foot soldiers in paparazzi, to keep people quiet, to shut them up, because they make their lives a living hell. And Tracy and I just don't give a fuck. As we already said, we can't even finance fucks at this point, because we honestly, we have no fucks to give. None. So you're not going to shut me up. You're not going to keep me quiet. And I sleep better at night, letting people know exactly what's going on in this company. And these are just things that we know for a fact. We are keep on uncovering more and more that is going to astound you when we are able to bring it forward. Okay. So if you think that these people are your new family and they prey on people,
Oh, yeah.
they specifically, and I don't know if you have that video ready, but I can get it ready. They specifically target people to bring them in their teams. And the target used to be a lot and still is single moms or moms that can't leave the
Are you
house.
talking about Furby's video? I do not have it
Yes.
lined up. If you do, you'll have to show it. I'm sorry. I did not
Okay,
have it ready
I
because,
got it.
frankly, everything he says makes me want to throw up in my mouth. So I try not to listen.
So me neither. And I didn't listen to it. So I'm just going to depend on what's here because I can't. There's days when I literally just can't listen to it. I got it right here. But they literally pick and choose the people that they feel you need to prey on in order to build your team. And they do these kinds of talks in trainings. And you want to tell me that this isn't a cult? What, excuse me, what? And then they want to verbalize it that you're doing them a favor. You're doing these people a favor. I challenge any upline out there to take the number of people on the team and the people who are in the positive with income, truly in the positive, not fucking lying. I want you to show me the percentage because I can guarantee you have maybe one out of every 100. Maybe. And
Yeah,
I'm being
because
very generous.
their income disclosure statement is completely misleading as well. Because the income disclosure statement only discusses commissions from teams. It does not discuss sales of product.
Correct.
So they're completely misleading anyone that joins that company.
Correct.
That there is an average income to be made. Because you're investing all this in product and none of the sales of that product are tracked because it is personal sales.
Correct.
The only sales that they track that are what you get a commission for, which are if you make a sale on your replicated website. And we all know that there's nothing on the replicated website to sell because consultants buy it all every day when it drops. And if you've ever been a consultant, you know exactly what we're talking about. You're buying it so you can sell it because if you have a party and send people out of town to go look at your replicated website, they're like, okay, there's this necklace looks like an egg and this ring looks like somebody's broken teeth. And I don't know what these blockbusters are, but they look like they are like 1997 called and they want their parachute pants back. Like it's not fashion forward. There's literally supposed to be thousands and thousands of pieces of jewelry available, and there's maybe what, 100?
Correct. So
because they're sold out every day.
They're new. They always like when something else fizzles out. And right now, there's a lot of people that are quitting paparazzi. Thank you, Tracy. Because we are speaking out and people are sick of their shit. And paparazzi themselves are canceling anybody who shows that they are speaking negative or support this movement. And yes, it is a movement. Make no mistake about it.
Ashley Burnett, you are my hero. You're my shiro.
I've
Look, she
taken
said she's taken
several
several
pieces.
pieces to the University of Memphis for testing. I'll send the results when I get it. I sent 4 pieces of each kind: brass, gold, silver, rose gold, copper. 1 of each type: earrings, necklace, ring, and bracelet, plus some crackle pieces. They said a week to 2 weeks to test. Girl,
Nice.
I
Thank
cannot
you.
wait to hear. I cannot wait. I'm so excited that somebody else is testing the current batch.
Me too.
Because that's the challenge we've had. You know, you can say that what Lead Safe Mama tested is no longer available in their inventory so that the threat is passed. But they're not testing their jewelry regularly or providing results of their testing.
And we actually have 100% proof that they do not quality test any of their jewelry that they send out to the consultants, even though they are openly stating that it is all lead and nickel free. And for a fact, the Kirby's have known for a very long time that it is not lead and nickel free, and they have not done anything about it. Okay. So what I want to tell you guys is it is very predatory, and they literally strategize who it is next that you should prey on and people in paparazzi got the E's and the A's mixed up, and now they're praying to prey on people, P-R-A-Y, while they P-R-E-Y on people. Okay.
Yeah.
And so they're just encompassing all of the praying now. But this is from the founder's brother when he feels he has a whole new line of being predatory. And let's see what you think about it. Oh, sorry.
When you were 19, when you were 20, who said,
hold on. Let me do that again.
Don't you wish you had someone when you were 18, when you were 19, when you were 20, who said, let me mentor you. Let me help you so that you don't have to work and do what I did. You don't have to work a corporate job for the next 30 years and feel like you're going to get some retirement to all of a sudden have a mandate come out and say, bam, there goes your retirement, right? You can build your wealth. You can build a life that is amazing. You can do all of these things. And so she said, Taylor, here's what you need to do. Focus on being a mentor. That's your second mountain. Don't worry about the single moms. Don't worry about the people. Don't worry about the haters. Don't worry about any of those people. Your second mountain now is to mentor the youth, those who are 18 to 25. And she said, this is your time to legit climb that mountain and say, let me be your guide and let me show you the pitfalls in life, the things in life where you can win a lot faster. Because she said those who are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, they're not like us. They don't have a house. They don't have a mortgage. They don't have car payments. They don't have kids. They don't have kids in braces. They don't have kids in sports. They don't have all of these things. So she said, when they win with $100, it's a big deal. When they win with $1,000, that's a massive deal. When they win with $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000, game changer, right? And she said, where other people are like, well, that's kind of just where I'm at with my salary, and I don't know that I'm going to walk away. She said, you teach these kids, and they will run your business.
Okay, hold on. I know you want to say something. We're not done. Hold on.
Your business to that next level. So here's what I'm going to tell y'all. Through the holiday season and starting now, that is my goal, and that is what I'm working on, is that next generation. How can we mentor them and say, let me show you a better way? Instead of trying to say to somebody, hey, quit your 9 to 5. You keep your 9 to 5. You do whatever you want to. If you don't want to follow me, don't follow me. If you want to follow me, don't follow me. But what I'm going to say now is I'm going to start finding those kids, like the kids here at the car wash, the kids at Costco, the kids at the gas station, the kids at Subway, the kids at all those restaurants, and say, do you like this? Because you work for 2 weeks and then you don't get paid for 2 weeks after that. That's 4 weeks. You work and don't get paid technically for 4 weeks after that. I can show you how to go live, do your invoicing, and get paid tonight, right? And then you can make more than $10 an hour, $12 an hour. I can teach you how to do those things, right? So that's my little secret today on this Saturday. This is a real conversation. The real conversation is this.
How does that make you guys feel? What if somebody like that, what if Taylor Kirby came up to your hard-working, not even 21-year-old female yet and told her all this bullshit, knowing that over 60% of the people on his team are in debt, and started working her into this? How would you feel? I want you, if you're a consultant, if you are a mother and you have children and you yourself are financially struggling in this piece of shit company, think about Taylor Kirby approaching your children with business advice. I want you to think about that and still tell me you're in a company that is not predatory.
Because here's something else I would like to point out. Do you know why they're targeting that group of youth that don't have those overhead
I do
bills?
know why.
Because they have credit available to them.
Correct.
That they wish to take advantage of. They wish
Correct.
to brainwash them so that they are using things like their student loans and their brand new credit to purchase this shitty jewelry.
Correct.
Because they don't have bills or any responsibilities, so they're the perfect target. There is a huge crisis in the United States of America with excessive credit being extended to young people that ruins the rest of their credit future.
Yep.
Because they are given credit when they are not fiscally responsible enough to understand the repercussions of it. And then they put themselves in such an amount of debt that they have to bankrupt at a young age. They're starting out business bankrupt. They're starting out their lives with bankruptcy.
And
they're
then
starting out their lives in debt. And it's not about educational debt, it's credit card debt.
As soon as they buy a $99 kit, they throw them in all these trainings where buy this and we're going to put you in a contest, buy this and you're going to be able to win this, and buy this, and if you pray with me this Sunday, God's going to bless you with financial freedom. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Is this okay with you guys? Is this okay for you? Is this okay for you?
Oh my gosh, Marie. Yes, it's called predatory financing. It actually, there's a term for what he is doing.
And this is the brother of the founder. This is the brother of the founder. And what really grosses me out is that they will have them watch a Monica Cox or a Taylor Kirby, which his sales skills suck ass. You've seen him. He can't even hardly get consultants to buy from his gross ass. But they're going to have them watch people like Monica Cox and see how much money look at how much money you can make. Look at how many pieces she just sold in 20 minutes. And then they're going to say, multiply that by 5. Because they're not going to teach them about profit margins and overhead and cost of the inventory. They're going to say, multiply that by 5. Because how many times have I seen still consultants who have been in this business for years, literal elites, say, I helped the consultants go live and she sold 30 pieces in an hour and she just made $150. What? No, she did. What? No, she fucking didn't. Wake up, people. Wake up, people. And this is a cult. 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 I'm going to breathe here. If you really want to question whether or not this is a cult, or whether or not they control you, or they tell you who you can listen to or who you can talk to, we opened up telling you that, in fact, if you comment on this video, Misty does have a team of people who watch all of these videos. And if you say, hey, that was funny, or I support you, Feisty, or Tracy, you're amazing, you will be canceled from Paparazzi. So if you want to know how to get canceled, just comment something positive on here about Paparazzi being dicks, which is positive. That's a positive message. And that we rock, and you will get canceled. And then you can see how controlling it is, because you're not supposed to have a negative opinion on your own. That is a cult. Okay. Here's the other deal. Upline's literally training, saying, I love this. I think this was, I have the video, but it took me a minute to pull it up. So I'm not going to say any names, but you probably will know, Tracy, because I'm pretty sure it was your upline, who said that these vile people, that would be me and Tracy, are lying about this company, saying that this company is a cult. And me, I would never lead anybody into a cult. You know me. I am like the archangel from heaven. So then she continues to say, we don't tell you guys what to say, what to do, where to go. You are a business owner. You're an independent business owner. Not even 15 minutes later in the video, she says, I watch you. I see you. And if I see you even on their shows or on their tea time supporting them, I will make sure that you are dealt with. This is a cult. I will block you from my trainings. She's literally telling people you are not allowed to listen or support anybody who is not for paparazzi. That is a cult.
If someone tells you you cannot ask questions or offer a different perspective or disagree with some policy, then it is not your own business.
Correct.
What we would like, if nothing else, for people to take away from this is you are not a business owner. You are a franchise representative that they
Yes.
can control completely.
Mhm.
Their policy and procedure manual is very controlling. It is overly controlling. In fact, it meets the criteria in the state of Kentucky for you to be an employee. Their oversight is so high. So you are not an independent consultant. You are not independent in any way. You are a consultant, but you are not independent. You do not own your own business. You are not a business owner.
The only
You
reason
are
why,
customer.
correct,
You
you're a
are
customer.
customer.
The only reason why they legally put independent on there is so they don't have to be legally responsible if you're an asshole. If you do something that breaks the law, they can say they're an independent consultant. It has nothing to do with us. While they completely control, manipulate your life, literally control you, tell you who you can be friends with, who you can listen to, who you can shop with, what you can do on your social media pages. This is called a cult. This is called a cult. Then they tell you how you are predatory on people. This is called a cult. The whole thing is focused on building a team, not on independent sales. This is called a cult. Okay.
That video is disturbing on so many different levels.
So many levels.
I don't even want to get started on all of the different ways that is gross, because we're all adults, or we should be adults here. We told everybody this is not for children. This is an adult discussion, so we're all adults here. You can come to your own decision about what that is, but let's focus on the fact that the brothers of the owner of the company are telling you who you should speak to about your own independent business.
How people feel that that's okay, I don't know.
It's gross.
I don't get it. You can go on Paparazzi's site and complain that your shipping is taking 3 weeks. They will delete your comment and they may cancel you. Okay, that's a problem. That's a cult. That's a problem, you guys. That's an issue. So then you think, okay, these people are my friends. I've heard this a lot. Jerry, I want to leave. I know paparazzi's disgusting, but I'm afraid to let my upline down.
How are you letting another independent business owner down if you're not making a profit? Because you're not an independent business owner and their income is based on you, and they're guilting you in to continuing to go into debt and a negative spiral of business so that they can make money? How are they your friend? How are they your friend? When I had team members who were not making profit and they didn't want to do it anymore, I said, I totally understand.
Me too.
You should not do it if you're not making money. My goal was never for you to go into debt.
Correct.
My goal was never for you to buy more than you can sell. My goal was never for you to be negative in your business.
Correct. Not negative speaking, negative financially.
Financially, fiscally negative. Girl, I had plenty of negative. We had a lot of real talk team chats, okay? But when we were told by our uplines that any negative post whatsoever puts you in jeopardy of being canceled, we had to have lives in a private group and not talk about it out loud. We couldn't post it on Facebook because
Correct.
you lose your business because you're a business owner.
Correct.
You're not allowed to speak negatively. You're not allowed to express an opinion. You're not allowed to disagree with anything that they do. Or you could potentially get your account canceled. Why? Because it's not your business. Anyway, I think we've made that point.
So let's talk about your uplines. The ones that are making money, the ones that you think are so very good and so very much care about you.
Leading a prayer group now.
So she can pray. P-R-A-Y and P-R-E-Y is what it is.
Yes, because if she presents herself as a good Christian, that's how she can target people going into business with her.
So, guys, let me tell you the situation. There was only a handful of people in Paparazzi I even gave the time of day to. All right. One of them would be Monica Vaughn. And Monica and Vaughn and I weren't super close, but I still considered her a good acquaintance for sure. Like, you have to be somebody very special to be a friend. Monica Vaughn was a good acquaintance of mine. And when I left Paparazzi, she never messaged me. She never said, I hope nothing like that. And one of her teammates had sent me a video where she was very much saying, if you leave Paparazzi, there's nothing better. You know, doing the whole scare tactic with Paparazzi. I posted it in the Crack the Crown group, and I said, this is predatory. This is the whole fear mongering. This is about making you scared to think for yourself and to leave, because without Paparazzi, you're nothing, and it's disgusting. And there was portions of that video. She never said my name, but you could tell that she was referring to me. So fast forward, there was a video released of me, and it's Geraldine Souza exposed. Where's the tiny hands? Geraldine Souza exposed. Right? And I thought it was quite funny, actually. The video was funny. And it was how I'm making fun. I made fun of Brittany, who was like, the pandemic has been so good to me.
I am so grateful for this pandemic, you guys.
Right.
I'm so grateful for this pandemic, you guys.
What's
wrong with her?
I actually changed it to, I'm so happy for the COVID. So there was a training video that I did in my team when COVID first hit. And a lot of the leaders were telling people to make sure that you recruit big time, because you're stay-at-home mom, and what are you going to do without a job? You need to do Paparazzi. And I kind of was mocking it. And so the very end of the video, I'm like, thank you, COVID. Thank you, COVID. And I was being sarcastic, because that's what I am. I'm a sarcastic bitch. This needs to say feisty, catty, sarcastic, sassy, and bitchy.
The problem was her statement wasn't in sarcasm, and it was not meant to be a joke. She was explaining why it had been such a great experience for her.
Correct. Now, but what I'm saying is, so this video comes out, and I don't know who it's by or whatever, and it doesn't matter to me. Someone reached out. I'm just, guys, this is where the catty part comes in. Okay. I'm just doing an example of all these people who you think are great and honest and amazing. Somebody reached out to me and said, Jerry, that Geraldine Souza exposed video, I have proof of where exactly it came from and who it came from. And I said, oh, okay. Well, she said, Monica Vaughn. She didn't say Monica Vaughn at the time. She said Monica Cox. So then I came after Monica Cox, and it wasn't Monica Cox. It was Monica Vaughn. And I have all that. I have all of the text messages. So I have all the proof from Monica Vaughn, because Monica Vaughn texted me and said, please don't go after Monica Cox. It was me. As a matter of fact, I'll read it. And she was on the phone with guess who? Guess who? Are you ready for this? She called Corey and Alex. The Alex. These people, Corey and Alex, were my friends. And you're talking friends. I spent hours and hours on the phone, not with them, but also talking to them. I went to Disney World with Corey. I spent hours on the phone helping them with their business. Monica Cox never made me money. She's not on my team. Alex and Corey never made me money. They're not on my team. Monica Vaughn never made me money. She's not on my team. These were friends. She calls them, and they were like, oh, what a great idea. Yes, let's try to discredit Geraldine Souza, because she's making people leave Paparazzi and drones. So then they do this whole Geraldine Souza exposed video. I never once spoke bad about Alex or Corey, not until today. And I've had this information for about 30 days. And not that I was wondering whether or not I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. It was just not a huge pending thing when we had other things to talk about in Paparazzi. But these pieces of fucking shit, after everything I've done for them, had the nerve to get on the phone and play childish games and try to discredit me, so that way they wouldn't keep on losing money. These are your friends in Paparazzi, okay? So Monica Vaughn text messages me and says, it's Monica Vaughn. Corey and Alex were talking to me, not Monica Cox. Please leave her out of it. Once you named me in your Crack the Crown group, that's when it got personal for me. The info you got from my ex downline was completely wrong and misconstrued. By the way, we have the video. That's bullshit. I have never once mentioned your name in the team page. We were friends, Geraldine. I was supporting you and genuinely worried about you when all this happened to you. Then to see you listen to a stranger text you half-truths and blast my name with lies. I just don't want Monica Cox taking the blame for a phone conversation I had that is not innocent. And I said, friends, really? I really don't think so, Monica Vaughn. We were never friends. And then furthermore, I want to point out, if Monica Vaughn and I were that good of friends and I did hurt her, why didn't she reach out to me before she decided to do a childish maneuver? Yet I'm the catty one. Yet people want to say I'm being catty. Fuck you. Fuck you.
mentioned my name and then it became personal.
So if in fact we were friends, Monica Vaughn, you would have reached out to me to correct it, but you didn't because your pocketbook was in jeopardy. The people I was friends with was Corey and Alex. Oh, and you don't think that I had some fucking words to say to them, right? These people who you think are so amazing, pieces of dog shit. Because I won't support their paparazzi business, which is what lines their pockets, even though they know that they swept deaths under the rug. And I still never, ever said anything bad about Corey and Alex. They want to play little childish games like this. Fucking bring it on. Bring it on. So I'm
going to play childish games with my tiny baby hands.
You want to talk about, and I'm telling you guys, these people are not your friends. Okay? So Corey never said anything to me. He obviously ran straight to Monica Vaughn and he ran to Alex. And hold, please. Now, of course, I'm not going to find it. Here we go. So then Waldo messages me, and I'm going to read it verbatim. You can see it. You can screenshot it if you want, right? He said, I need to talk to you, Jerry. This is Alex. Or you can text me if you want. He gave me his regular number. I have his regular number. I said, oh, you want to talk to me now? I said, shady, shady, shady. He said, Jerry, and then he tried calling me. Jerry, I need to talk to you. I'm trying to explain something to you. I didn't have anything to do with this, and I'm upset about this. Give me a minute. By the way, the screenshots I had in the conversations, he was in the picture of them all talking about this. Okay?
I need a moment. I'm so upset by what you've been through. What?
Right? And then I told him, now you have nothing to do with it. Really, I have proof that you did. He said, you know damn well that I have major respect for you and I would never do anything like this. Please let me explain. I said, bummer. I never did anything against either of you. And you're brave to do some shady shit like this against me. Nope, nothing to explain. You and Corey were right in the middle of the bullshit. He said, I'm telling you, I don't have anything to do with this. This has got me so upset because now my name is dragged in the mud. Corey is the one and I'm done with him.
Oh, did they break up?
Of course fucking not. He was trying to say anything for me not to say his fucking name on here.
You know what he's upset
Piece
by?
of shit.
His disease, liabilities.
Liabilities. I said, you should have said when all this came up, you should have said, Jerry has done nothing but help us and I am not getting involved. Instead, you decided to play. He said, Alex said, I don't like drama and I never wanted it. I have been trying to stay away from the whole thing. Fuck it. Really? Then why did you sit there while what did you say? Oh, eep. I just don't think we should do this. Oh, okay, but you're going to. Okay. Fuck you. Because if this was me and this was my friend, just like I have actually stood up for Monica Cox, I would have said, over my dead fucking body, are you
Jesus, I
going
got
to do
kicked out
this?
of Paparazzi
Because this
over
is
my
fucking
friend.
shady, right? I said, I went above and beyond for so many of you, especially you, with your business and your success. He said, I did. I told him not that this was never my decision. I have a screenshot of him right in the mess of it. You know well that even after you got the boot, I was very sad and still am. And I told you I still consider you a friend. This was not my call. Like, I should be thankful, right? I wouldn't be texting you if it didn't mean anything to me. I said, you're texting me so I don't bring this up on tea time, you piece of shit. I definitely don't think you give two shits about me. And do you know how many fucks I give about him? Guess.
Wait a minute.
0.
None. Empty hands. None.
And then I sent him, screenshots of them together, right? And then he said, blah, blah, blah. I said, I said, you knew what Corey was doing and you moved on with it. We want to play fucking little games. You know what, guys? These people are not your friends. They only care about the money that is going to go in their pockets. Period. And I literally spent hours on the phone with them. I would go into their team page and help them train their fucking teams.
Truth bomb.
So you guys go ahead. You think that all these people are fucking your friend, not fucking your friends. They could be fucking your friends. I don't know. You think that they are your friends.
In your personal time. Just leave me out of it.
You think that they have your back. You think that they're going to be there for you when you leave. So you want to know what to expect when you leave Paparazzi? A fresh fucking start. Because what they're going to do is, if you speak up, if you want to leave and don't speak up and you don't want the bullshit, hey, I don't blame you. But you know what? It makes me feel real good. It makes me feel real good to make sure that I'm telling people exactly what's going on. And they want you to not say a thing. They want you to quietly exit and not say a word. They want you to, because then you cannot impact people. And if you cannot impact people, then they can continue recruiting new people in to get the new jewelry they've never seen before, even though as a leader, you know that they're recycling the same bullshit. They thrive on these new people because somebody can only go in debt for so long before they actually die of being in debt, guys. So it's the new people that they prey on over and over again. And this is why I won't shut up. You may listen to the Say Tea Time 20 times because I need to talk to new people who they are preying on, literally predatoring on, to get into this company, to get them into debt, to line their fucking pockets. Pretending to be their friend, pretending to be their Christian brother or sister, pretending to pray with them.
The devil is come. The devil is here. The devil has brought a pitchfork of truth.
Guys, I told you, I'm just livid. I'm livid. I'm fucking done. I'm done. So if
the
anybody,
worst part, I think, yes, praying hands, praying.
I'm praying to the devil right now.
I think the worst part of this whole thing is him throwing his partner under the bus. I didn't do it. Corey did it. Really?
What in the heck?
and then he said, I'm done with him. That's funny.
Really?
Really?
Are you?
Did they move out? Did they break up? Are they disconnected?
Fucking lying pieces of shits. Lying pieces of shits.
Boom. Boom. Pray with me,
So
Caroline.
any of you who think I'm just being catty, yes, this show is all full of fucking catty.
Not Patty, but Caddy.
Oh no, she's on here as somebody else today.
I saw that. I'm scared. I'm terrified.
Hi, Patty Shevlin, you fake piece of shit.
I'm leaving this planet.
How do you guys feel about Patty Shevlin, who can go in, who literally does cyberbully people, goes in, makes fake accounts, actually admits to it, and now she's even more of an archangel than before, which cracks me up. I've never made fake accounts because it's a waste of my fucking time. I'm gonna come straight at you, straight fucking at you, just like I did on Tea Time.
Coming
Patty. Straight fucking at you,
I've only
right?
ever had fake accounts.
Who then can preach to people about how they need to know compliance, and you need to be prepared for the punishment if you violate it. Patty straight up violated it and nothing happens to her, and she's actually okay with that. So, wow, she leads by conviction. She's such a Christian. Wow.
I really enjoyed the
Wow.
video of her grinding up on her husband on TikTok. That wasn't
Oh,
tacky
yes,
at all.
Yes, it was dry humping.
I guess she was trying to show us how she got those 2 babies made during COVID.
Three.
During COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 2 babies during COVID. What I would like to talk about is another thing that an upline. So there's been some very interesting information floating around. We keep getting emails from people talking about, number one, a couple of years ago, how a certain iconic impressionista made jet setter by purchasing kits for dead people and people in a nursing home.
Now, who did first tip us off about this? Who tipped us off about this first? Who was it?
Oh,
do you remember?
It was your friend. It was your friend. Let's not say her name because we don't want to Beetlejuice that thing into here. But anyway,
we don't want to deal with the police again.
Was it who did tip us off about this? I forgot.
Well, first they accused
because it's been
a
so
former
deep.
Tea Time guest of having signed up
Correct.
dead people.
Ashley Gaskin.
But it's funny enough that it wasn't Ashley that signed up the dead people. It was someone who's a current iconic impressionista who apparently signed up the dead people. Let's see. And then what else? Oh, yes. I once had a conversation with someone who's a current impressionista about how she gets recruits by purchasing prepaid Visa cards, handing them out at her sorority's college functions, and having them all sign up to buy kits so she has team members. And then if she has to do so, she will purchase fashion fix for them every month by giving them a prepaid Visa gift card. It cannot be traced back. Be sure that when you recruit fake people that you give them a prepaid Visa gift card so that it can't be traced back to you.
Oh no, and an iconic impressionist, everyone. The hint here is the iconic impressionist.
She's an iconic?
No, not her. The one they're all asking Patty. Did Patty sign up dead people?
No. Oh, I don't know. Maybe she. I have no idea. I'm saying we have gotten multiple emails that said, "I don't want you to use my name," but I'm like, okay. So when I asked a lady who had been there since 2009, I was like, "Listen, have you ever heard this story?" And she's like, "Well, sure, they all did it. They all signed up people. They all got fake accounts. They all bought all. That's what happened all the time in the beginning."
So let me ask you this then.
So here's the thing that is the worst part about this company. There are people at the top of this company. You cannot reach the levels that they've reached. It is impossible without committing fraud.
Right.
You can't get there now. We're not saying who it is until we have receipts, but I've reached out and said, listen, if anybody's got receipts about the we signed up dead people or the people in the nursing home, I'd love to hear it. If you are a person that did it and you'll admit to it and that you know that it was widespread, I'd love to hear it. Because here's the thing. Those of us that went into business to sell jewelry and thought we could actually teach other people how to make money selling jewelry are pretty fucking disgusted by the people that sign up their sorority sisters with fake visas and go into nursing homes and pay for kits for people who are elderly, or find out the names of all the people who lived at the nursing home but have passed away because they have access to the administrative files of a facility.
What is that comment?
I can't
click
see
on it. Put
Which
it on
one?
the screen.
Just like Colleen signed up someone and did posting pics about going live with her, etc., and the jewelry she was sewing, there's no way she got that in a kit. It's obvious Colleen gave her all that crap. How is that not padding the deal? So again, people do incentives. And they're allowed. There's no integrity in
None.
this company because
None.
this company doesn't enforce its rules across the board against everyone. So just like when I once had a training with a very senior consultant who said that when she sends out her packages to make sure that her customers know she appreciates them, she gives them a piece of candy to say thank you, and everything. Writes a little note and says, "Thank you, you're so sweet." Guess what happened the next week? A bunch of people got canceled for including candy in their packages to their customers
Because it was an
because
incentive.
an incentive to buy a piece of candy is an incentive to buy Paparazzi. You're not allowed to incentivize anyone to buy Paparazzi. The only incentive that's available to you is the buy 12 get one free.
Is this not just the crazy?
Okay, but did you know that when I was selling and my video said buy 12 get one free or get the 13th free, that they suspended me and said that I was incentivizing, and I said, but you guys offer it in the punch cards. They said it needs to be punch cards only. By doing this on your live videos, and all my team saw all of these because I read it to them, they made me go back to every single video and take that off. You know who does it now? Alex and Corey. They got turned into compliance. Compliance said, you're allowed to do that. My whole team remembers I was nothing. Every time I turned around, I literally was chastised. I was everything I did was wrong. Every fucking thing I did was wrong. But it wasn't against compliance. They wanted to see how far I would comply with their demands. This is about
I think they enjoy
manipulation.
watching people dance.
Exactly.
It is ego. Yeah. It is narcissism at its finest.
It is.
It is control freaks who like to make people dance. It is very small people who like to influence others just for the power of saying they can do it.
I literally started that theme song was mine, Dance Monkey Dance. After I got on the stage with Misty Kirby, it kind of all started hitting me like the bullshit. And I'm like, I'm a fucking monkey. I'm a dancing fucking monkey. And they're coming at me all the time to see how much ass I'm going to kiss. And one day I snapped. I fucking snapped. I can't, it's crazy. And it's because I had a big mouth and I wouldn't shut up. Misty couldn't fucking stand me. You guys want to know the key of being successful in paparazzi? Have no morals, have no ethics, cheat the system, and kiss owners' asses. That in effect
to be uglier than Misty. You have to be uglier.
That in effect is the definition of Erica Cole. That in effect is the definition of Taylor Kirby. That in effect is the definition of Danielle motherfucking Baker. If you want to know how to be successful in this company, do those things and you are golden, my friend. Golden. If you have an ounce of integrity and you're sitting here telling me, I just don't see it, you don't have integrity, or you're so brainwashed, you literally have only oatmeal left up here. And I don't care if you think I'm being fucking mean, because I told you, this show is about me being motherfucking catty. Motherfucking catty. Like, I'm done. It's crazy bullshit.
I spent hours with very quote unquote successful consultants, listening to all of the ways that they manipulated the system to be successful. Most people cannot manipulate the system to be successful in the way that they did it because people don't have the money to do so. Most of it was financial manipulation. Which one am I supposed to? This one? You forgot to say a no conscience. Yeah. Okay.
You're right. I totally forgot to say no fucking conscience.
You can't be stealing Misty Kirby's spotlight. You can't be prettier than Misty Kirby. You can't be anything because she will get more popular. And she will make sure you're done.
I don't care why they do what they do. I just care that they do it. I just care that people come into this business expecting to have an opportunity to be as successful as the people who've come before them, and that is not reality.
It's not, and it's not truth. There's no truth. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. And they're putting people in debt.
The fact that people who are now the quote unquote elite of the company, have for years gotten away with behavior that violates policies and procedures, but now will turn in folks
Correct.
for exhibiting the same behaviors that made them successful is the grossest part of all.
Gross. It's gross.
So the fact that someone was on a video taunting Ashley saying, you signed up dead people. I'm like, that's funny. I said, Ashley, did you ever sign up dead people? She said, not that I know of, unless they died after I signed them up. And I thought, okay. But this rumor came from somebody. And then we started getting the messages. Oh, no. There was a certain person that hit Jet Setter by purchasing kits under the appropriate legs to make sure their legs were balanced. Purchased all these kits, all these new consultants bought all the jewelry to make sure that their legs were balanced. There's people who have been in the company whose numbers are, under 100 for consultant IDs, who have almost all of their legs are a family member, so that they can purchase jewelry underneath that family member and make sure that they're balanced and are hitting their ranks.
I was told that very early on, you need to control your legs. Mm-hmm.
Sons and daughters, sisters and brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, however you have to do it. Oh, but make sure that money can't be traced back to you. Make sure that it's a prepaid card, or everybody's got their own money, or you're sending it through Klarna or Cash App.
And why do you think the founders are okay with it? They're okay with it because they love the way it looks on paper, and you're just spending money on their product. You're spending more money on the product. Now, there's ways that they manipulate the back office to control commissions if they like you or if they don't like you. And this is a fact. The only person who has control of all of that is Trent Kirby.
We were told by a former Paparazzi employee that the only person who has control over the back office software is Trent Kirby. That they bring in an accountant, a couple accountants once a year to do the tax preparation, but other than that, they completely control everything in-house.
Correct. And it's a known fact that they have placeholders to break up certain commission levels, and it's not traceable. You can go in there and see those complete reports of this. You would literally need to have a computer program in order to figure that out when you get as high as Erica Cole or Mandy Heinz. And Erica Cole, I'm sorry, I don't know which name I can use or not use. So let's say Erica Cole, Iconic, Big Mama Boss, or whatever fucking else name you want to throw up there. But unless
throw up being the operative word,
right? When you get that big, you cannot dissect what you should have made and what you didn't make. It's impossible. And all he has to do is plug in fake people, and it totally off balances the commissions. And we were actually told that it is a known fact that that is what they do. And they will favor people they like versus people they don't like. And this is a fair company. Okay.
I don't care anymore what anybody tells me their reason for staying is. It's not a valid reason. I'm just tired of hearing about, well, this feeds my family and this. What do you mean you have tea? Caroline has just interrupted us for late breaking tea.
I just got an exclusive news breaking tea.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
This is from Andrew Thompson. We love Andrew here. He used to be in business with an unknown person that looks like he was in Dancing with the Stars, but we will not name him.
Hunter Matthews.
We literally paid a consultant on our downline to hit Elite the night before an Elite event. E. coli hosted, so it could be announced there, because who cared so much about being announced in front of everyone?
Hunter Matthews.
They paid a consultant on their downline so they could hit Elite before the Elite event that E. coli hosted, so it could be announced there, because who cared so much about being announced in front of everyone?
There's so much integrity.
And Andrew has no problem admitting his mistakes, unlike some people.
Right?
Let's give some hearts for Andrew, please.
Oh yes,
In
yes.
the chat.
Thank you, Andrew. Let's show the screenshots for receipts for those who make sure that no one believes that we made this up. Receipts.
Well, here's Andrew, and here's the text.
Now that being said, do you hate the player or hate the game? Because here's the thing. All these ranks, these people hit them and they unlock further down lines, right? So you get to a certain point when you get a rank up, you unlock commission and a layer down, a layer down, a layer down. So it is worth it to you financially to pay someone down in one of these legs to make sure you unlock all the rest of the profit. So even if you lose a little bit, you're gaining a whole nother level of commission, a whole nother level of commission, and get all your money back. Because the system is fucking flawed.
And not just that. So let's say you decide to do it because you know your upline is doing it, and then you get busted. You get busted doing it, you get canceled, but you have proof that your upline, maybe Erica Cole, maybe Alex and Corey. It could be whoever, right? But they don't get canceled for doing it. You get canceled for doing it. How do you like? Oh, it could be Patty Shevlin, because Patty Shevlin taught her whole fucking team how to re-sign up consultants after they've been canceled, and I proved it right here on fucking Tea Time after she preached that everybody should be held accountable.
She said she was sorry to compliance. She said she was sorry.
Do you know what she also said? She also said she was going to keep our names out of her mouth after Tea Time, but she's been all up in Evil Woman's comments talking about us. And she's been calling the bar to try and get all the information on my mother's law license like a crazy stalker. She's been defrauding the Bar Association by using my mother's name and license ID to get all the information about her attorney's license. Because she's absolutely crazy.
No, you don't have to defraud the bar. Anybody that has a license, that is public information.
But I'm saying she's you.
Right.
And no, she's not.
Yes, apparently.
You don't have to say you're me to get. Wow. Okay. Well, that's small. She's small.
She's crazy.
Here's the deal, guys. The only way people would spend their time doing things like this is if you've made an obscene amount of money by not working.
The only thing about the tiny hands is they don't make a loud clapping noise.
Yes, we need to make our own clapping noise to go on top of the tiny hands.
So we did 2 hours of a tea time. I think that's adequate. Anybody out there who thinks I'm catty, you're absolutely fucking right. I'm fucking catty.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. We could go on for days on this bullshit. We really can. If you message me and you want to tell me a big boohoo story about paparazzi and you're still confused on whether or not you should leave, please save your typing finger. I don't want to read it. I don't. I'm being honest, guys.
Save your tapping finger.
Save it. I'm so tired of reading all these boohoo stories and like, well, what should I do? What do you mean? What the fuck should you do? What? Okay, at this point, do you know who you just messaged? No, I think you should stay. Literally got this message that was so long, it made my eyeballs bleed. And at the very end, do you think I should still build my $5 empire? I'm like, am I being punked right now? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you guys really that brainwashed? That's really sad. And you want to say it's not a cult? You should be the first one leaving and telling everybody how much it is a fucking cult, because you still can't understand after everything bad, you're completely in debt. They have severed relationships. They have lied to you and manipulated you. You still feel guilty about leaving and you're wondering if you're in a cult? Okay.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Whether you think you are or you think you're not, you're right. I am exhausted from listening to people try to justify why they are staying with that company. I don't want to know why you're staying. I
Correct.
don't give a single shit. Do not
Correct.
message me either. Don't message me and ask me, well, if I want to leave, how should I do it?
We're going to refer you back to this tea time.
Again, circular, refer back to the beginning where it says, do not fucking waste my time. I don't have any respect for your reasoning. It's your reasoning. You don't need me to approve of you. You're a grown-ass adult. Approve of yourself and move the fuck on.
Correct.
But do not write me an entire book about why you're staying because they owe me money. I hit life of the party. I'm not leaving. I'm getting free pieces. You know you only get them if you're active, which means you have to pay something every month to obtain your packages. Are you that dumb? And if you are that dumb, I think you've answered your own question. Please don't message me and waste my time. My time is precious. If you want to know what to do to leave, go back and rewatch this video if you joined us late, because in the beginning we gave you a list of things to do before you quit to make sure that your ducks are in a row. I don't have ducks. I have kittens, and they're very hard to herd. So I don't have time for your horse shit, especially not for free. If you are telling me that you don't believe what we're saying, I also don't give a shit. We have receipts for all the things that we mention here. If you choose not to believe reality, that's, again, your choice. But don't message me and tell me, I don't care. I don't care. I have 900 requested messages right now. I will never read them. Never. If you want to join the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group, at this point, we have made a rule that you must be a former consultant. Period. Yes, there are people in there who are thinking about it. Yes, there are people in there who are friends or family members of people who were consultants because they had to join under other names. Everybody in here whining about the fact that they didn't get let in because we changed the rules because of trolls and spies. It is a former consultants group. It is not a current consultants consideration group. I don't give a shit whether you're mad about it. There are 1,600 and some souls in there. And we're there to get the fuck over the fact that we were in an MLM. I don't care if you're mad that we won't let you in. Either quit or find another friend group. I can't think of anything else we didn't cover tonight because tonight was about getting the hell out of there. If you're still in and you think that we're wrong, bye. I don't care. Obviously, somebody's there buying their shitty jewelry. It isn't me. And I hope it's not you.
Right. So, and you guys, anybody who continues to sell their paparazzi inventory, you bought it. And don't let they're pulling everything out. If you don't like it so much, why are you selling it? You're a hypocrite. No, you know the difference between me selling it then and selling it now? Now I sell it. I tell people it's full of lead and nickel and camdium, but it's still $5. Here you fucking go. At least I'm being honest. When I was a consultant, I had to spew lies from my mouth because I was a conditioned consultant from the Kirby's. So I will sell it any way I want to fucking sell it. Any way I want to sell it. It's mine. I bought it. You can buy it or you can sell it any way you want. If you want to sell a piece for $25, you pay $2.75 too. I applaud you. I don't tiny hands applaud you. Way to fucking go. Good for you. It's your shit. You sell it. And anybody out there who wants to shame you for it, you will be allowing anybody to shame you that you allow. Do you hear what I'm saying? You allow it. Why do you think you feel bad about it? You allow it. Why do you think you feel bad about it?
You are a grown-ass adult. Own your own shit like we own our shit. Join the crowd of people who don't like me. There's a long line. There's probably somebody selling refreshments at this point. I don't give a shit.
Right?
We do this because we feel very strongly that this company is a horrible, horrible, horrible business and they should be gone.
Nasty.
I don't want anyone to be confused about why. We've given multiple reasons why.
Okay. Yeah. Bye.
I don't care about individuals that still work there. I don't really care. Have we pointed out the fact that they're all still there and they commit egregious acts? Sure we have. Because it's just another brick in the wall of bullshit that they build. It's not because we have an axe to grind. Bitch, I don't have an axe. I don't chop trees. I'm not Paul fucking Bunyan. I'm gone and I'm happy about it. It was my choice. They can all stay there, melt their faces off with their lead, nickel, and cadmium-free full jewelry. I don't care.
Oh,
And don't be pissed off
anybody from joining. That's why we do this. What is
and don't be pissed off at me.
Person who hearted tea time yesterday?
No, because I don't care about her. She's probably.
I just wanted to give.
No, please don't. There's no point.
Here's the deal, guys. Don't get it twisted. Now I forgot what I was saying because I was too busy listening to that shit. Damn it. Oh, don't be pissed off at me for using your actions as an example of exactly the things that set into motion your actions, right? I am using your actions as an example. Erica Cole gets all pissed off when her name is said, but Erica Cole, everything we say about you is fact. You're an iconic. You make a shit ton of money. You act a certain way. You get away with acting a certain way. Everything you've done is on social media. Everything you continue to do is on social media. So don't get pissed off when I prove that this company has favorites and they only want to reprimand the people they want to reprimand while others get away with it. Patty Shevlin, stop getting pissed off when we prove that your shit was dirty and you in fact said everybody should be held accountable and equally, but yet you crawled in a fucking hole real fucking quick when I showed everybody that you violated exactly what you said your girl should have gotten fucking canceled for, which she did get canceled for. Don't be pissed off at me because I'm in fact showing the way paparazzi favors people and the consequences are not the same across the board. Be proud of your shit. Fucking own it, Patty. You snake in the fucking grass. Fucking own it.
That's Saint Patty to you.
Saint Patty sent from heaven to save everybody in paparazzi. Fucking own your shit. You already know you did it. And you do other dirty stuff on top of that, but you act like you're so fucking innocent. So you know what? I'm just outlining and using you as an example, which is really easy to fucking do. Not just you, Patty Shevlin, not just you, Erica Cole, not just you, Alex and Corey, not just you, Monica Vaughn, not just you, Monica Cox, not just you, Tommy Johnson, not just you, Missy, no fucking eyebrows, ZP's girl, and you think I'm catty because I want to call people names. Not just you, Manuel Baker, fucking catty as shit. I will keep on fucking going. But you have your own motherfucking actions that I'm outlining to prove as a point with paparazzi that they have their fucking favorites. Because these people continue to swindle people into this company so that way they keep on spending their fucking money going into debt, being told false things that these leaders know is fucking a lie. There you go. I'm done. And with that, I'm biting adieu. Thank you for joining us for tea time. Appreciate your time. I hope that this resonates with somebody. I hope that you guys just fucking get it. Stay feisty, my friends.
Bye.
Stay feisty.